Hello, my name is Jasmine Lee, and I am not your mama's astrologer. Welcome to this week. Woo! I love this week, you guys. I love it. I love it. I extra love it. And now, always and forever, my disclaimer with really lovely astrological weeks is it's a choose your own adventure guide, just like when it's really hard astrology weeks. We can choose to engage with this as much or as little as we want. And the key to working with astrology, in my humble opinion, is that there are all kinds of doors all around us all the time. And we all open them according to our own life timing, according to our own life experience, according to our own limitations. That's right, limitations. We're opening sometimes the wrong doors, but are they really the wrong doors? So that's what I want to invite you to think about this week, is that when we fill our buckets, when we go on adventures, when we take risks, sometimes we fall flat on our face. Sometimes we end up somewhere very strange. As a side quest, my partner and I took this drive to look at a property. It was kind of outside of Klamath Falls. We had it on the little mappy thing, and we're driving. Mind you, it is a Mercury retrograde on a Friday the 13th. It was a little dicey. I'll admit the astrology wasn't exactly working in our favor. So this is going to be kind of the opposite of the astrology of this week. Wasn't really working in our favor. Nevertheless, we went on this adventure and we ended up so far out in the boonies. We didn't know where we were going. My partner's car was getting scratched up. It was so strange. Eventually, we had to say stop. We had to say, okay, we're not going to make it to this particular location. It's dangerous. We're on all of these rocks. Our cell service is starting to go out. It wouldn't be wise to continue on this journey. And sometimes knowing when to quit, knowing when enough is also a really positive thing, that even though we didn't meet the goal we set out to meet, we still learned something about, how we communicate, how we travel, when we get nervous, when we decide, how we decide to stop a thing. So we backed the car on up and we stopped the car and we got out of the car for a little bit. And boy, the energy was so intense. It was almost like I told him, it feels like we're on a burial ground or something. The energy feels super hostile, feels really strange. But then when we left, we stayed at a hotel in Klamath Falls, Oregon. California? Klamath Falls? Is it in Oregon or California? Yikes. I don't even know the answer. Well, anyway, so we're in this hotel and we had just the most delightful time together. And so it was a quest, it was an adventure, and one would deem it as a failed one. But it is a memory that stays with me really positively to this day. It was years ago. Years ago, but I still think about it as one of those times where it was just in the doing, it was just in the going, it was just in the yes of it all, that the world opened up to us. And even if it wasn't how we thought it was going to be, it ended up energetically shifting me in a way that I couldn't have quantified, because I still can't quantify it. I still can't tell you what it set into motion, what it unlocked. I just know that it did. Side quest. So this week is one of those weeks where we are so supported in the cosmos. We are so loved and held, and anything we want to make bigger and expand, our dreams, our hopes, our love, our heart, is so primed to do so. Because Tuesday, tomorrow, it's the best astrological happening of the year. One of them, not the only one, but it's a really lovely one, because Venus is going to be right next to Jupiter. Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer. Venus gets nice and cozy in Cancer, and they are together. So our love and our expansion together in the sky, while our expansion is exalted thus. How freaking lovely. So Tuesday is a most excellent opportunity to put yourself out there. Now, how would you like to put yourself out there? That's a great question. It really depends, because everybody is different. Everybody is on their own search. Everybody is needing something different right now. June is always one of those big months of the year to me because the year's halfway over, but it's also just beginning in a certain way because summer feels so different. We're building towards the lightest time of the year. And when there is so much sunshine, so much spotlight, then gets highlighted on our wants and needs. And this is a particular time where your wants and needs can get met in a very beautiful and natural kind of way. Now, does that mean tomorrow all your wishes and hopes and dreams are going to come true? Absolutely not. That's not how astrology works, because sometimes going on a weird side quest, like getting lost in Klamath Falls, can unlock a gate that you didn't even know was locked inside of you. And that's kind of the thing. I feel like we are always searching. We are always wanting the thing that's all of the sudden going to make our life better. As if there's one thing, as if there was something on the outside that could shift us so much on the inside that it fixes the problem. Because really everything, forever and ever, is an inside job. So don't forget that. However, there are moments, there are happenstances, there's serendipity. There are these moments, and this is one of them, where we can astrologically allow something beautiful to happen that can then lead to these hopes and dreams we have deep inside of our hearts. So tomorrow is a manifesting day. Tomorrow is an expansive day. Tomorrow is a day to say yes. Tomorrow is a day to just see what happens and to be open to it, to be soft to it, to be optimistic about what is being laid in front of you. And I often find that this kind of astrology being so lovely, it becomes more about the felt sense, the subtle body, the deeper down desires that are slowly being whispered to come up to the surface. So often, we go about our weeks, we go about our life on kind of autopilot, on a whole, well, I need to get through this to get to this. And I think what this astrology is trying to show us is that it is about the moment. It is about this minute, this second, this micro nano moment in your body, in your cells, whatever process your cells are in, because they are always creating, they are always dying. It's always thus that the stars we looked at, maybe that was the stars we currently look at, maybe died thousands of years ago, but does that take away the impression that they leave on us? It doesn't. It's always here for us. And so this is the kind of astrology that allows us to unlock those nano moments in a better, deeper way. That really true change and movement comes with presence, comes with the practice of being human, comes with being able to appreciate where you are right now. Sometimes I look back at maybe some of the sadder times of my life when I was first going through my divorce, when I was single momming and I felt alone a lot at night in bed with my babies, when I felt like I didn't have anything or anyone that I was sharing this with on a deeper level because my day-to-day was really about parenting and about hard work. And it was around the time COVID was hitting. And so there was this lost sense. But as I look back at those moments, I am so grateful because they were the moments that empowered me the most. They were the moments that I cherished the most because it was time uninterrupted with my precious children, who are a lot older now, all these years later. They are more independent now. They don't always want to snuggle me. They still do sometimes, but they don't always want to like they did when they were very little. And no matter how hard that time maybe was in my life, there was so many pockets of love, of presence, of process that have shaped me into the person that I am right this very moment talking to you. So to me, when there's really beautiful astrology in the sky, like a Venus-Jupiter conjunction, it is a day of gratitude, grace, and softness. But if you choose it to be, it can also be a day where you publish something, where you say something, where you put yourself out there, where you activate something. And so your homework this week is, what do you want to activate? What is inside of you that wants activation right now? And it's really possible that you're feeling very stuck. Last week put us in a very crunchy corner, putting baby in a damn corner position. And you know what they say, nobody puts baby in a corner. So now it is time to shift out of that and to take whatever felt stuck and to release it. And it is just in the doing of the releasing that then things can flow freely. It's that notion of when you are willing to get rid of something, like some clothes, toys, whatever, it leaves all of this room for more to come in. I've spoken to that many times on this podcast. But when we have really beautiful astrology, it is a most excellent time to give. It is a most excellent time to send a loving text. It is an excellent time to sit in this present moment and understand that what we all seek is seeking us. And that is the work. What are you putting out there? Because if we are mirror reflections, if our lives are mirror reflections of the energy that we have going on inside of us, this homework this week is to really take stock of what is the energy you are putting out there right now. And I can say I ended my last few weeks of school, of teaching, of everything, feeling heavy-hearted, feeling like there was a bit of a weight on top of me. And so I'm sure that was mirrored in everything that was going on around me. And then I went on this walk yesterday, and it was a very simple walk. I wasn't aiming for anything. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just going on a walk and listening to music. And all of a sudden, I felt all of that weight lifting off. I felt my exhales so much deeper than I had in the last couple of weeks. And it wasn't because I was trying to do it. It was because this astrology was guiding me towards it, and I allowed it to happen. Sometimes I think we are so stubborn in our situations. We are so stubborn in what we think should be happening right now. We are so stubborn in what we are forcing right now that we are our own worst enemies in unlocking the gates of what we've been trying to pick with like a freaking bobby pin. When really it's like the lock wasn't even locked to begin with, yo. Like all you had to do was give it a little tug. It's like we are going about it from a different direction. And sometimes it is just allowing it to be there and going through it. Instead of trying to find all these shortcuts, instead of trying to be there now, whatever it is we're wanting to get it right now, to understand that we won't appreciate it if we aren't in process of getting it. And to be optimistic about what we're getting. To be lighthearted about where we're at. And the energy is going to allow for that this week. So I want you to take a beautiful out breath. I want you to allow what is to be here without needing to change it. But then the deeper homework is put something out there tomorrow. Put something out there, whether it's your heart, whether it's your words, whether it's your intentions, whether it's just writing down your manifestations or going for that walk, taking that time to not need, but to just process. So I think a lot of us are very under-processed. I think we are a moment-to-moment society. I think we are going hither-thither. We are busy. We are focused. We are just doing the damn thing. Let's go. I mean, there are all these like horrible life references, like pain is fear leaving your body and let's go. And like all of these things that I feel an energetic push. And sometimes we need that, but we don't need that this week. The energy, the astrology is saying you don't need pushing. You just need some allowing. So where in your life do you need some allowing? Where have you been holding it too tight? Where have your expectations maybe been a little too high? Because manifesting doesn't just come because you want something. It comes because you are willing to allow something to be present, even if it isn't physically there yet. So just because you haven't met your soulmate, just because I don't have 1 million listeners, which I super want, you guys, that is the goal, that is the dream, 1 million listeners, how about that? What a beautiful thing that would be. And do I want it? Yes. Is it the thing I want the most right now? Yes. Is it here right now? No. But does that mean I'm not on the road to it? I'll let you answer that question because here I am, episode after episode. I'm almost 100 episodes in. And nothing happens if I quit right now. If I say, well, I don't have enough listeners. It's not enough. So I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to quit because what's the point? I've been doing it for over a year. Stopping right now would be saying that I don't believe in it, that I don't believe in myself, that I don't believe in what I'm doing. And I do. I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here to do this presently. And so instead of feeling disappointed that I don't have 1 million listeners, I'm feeling light and open to wanting more of what I'm doing, to wanting more people, a bigger audience to experience what I'm feeling with this astrology. And so all I'm doing today and tomorrow is inviting it, is saying yes to it. I'm teaching a class tonight, just impromptu. If you happen to listen to this before 7 p.m., DM me and I'll give you the Zoom link. Just doing a little class to say, I'm here, I'm present, I'm wanting. I say yes to this. And whether it renders big results, small results, any results, I am still moving the dial. I am still staying present with my desire to be here. And I'll tell you, last week, I doubled my listeners as a result of going to NORWAC, as a result of being present, as a result of saying, I'm taking this seriously, and so I choose to be here every day. Double the listeners. I mean, it's not 1 million. It's not even a few hundred. But is it enough for me to say, this is where I am, and this is what I want? Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's Tuesday. We're exalted. Let's go. What do you want to do with that kind of beautiful energy, with a love like that? Anything is possible. And then Tuesday, we have, well, actually also on Tuesday, we have Mercury squaring Saturn. So there's a little blight on the day. Our thoughts are having a hard aspect to our lessons, but I actually love that for this conjunction, because if our thoughts are the things that are getting in our way, it's going to be very obvious tomorrow. So what thought patterns do you need to move through? What do you need to release into? What do you need to allow deeper? Where are you feeling stuck? Where is the hard part in your mind cycle right now? What is the worry? What are you so afraid of right now? What is sitting heavy on your brain that then starts this like egg leaking down business into your heart, into your soul, into your root, where then you just don't do anything. It immobilizes you. This is a mobilizing transit because sometimes Saturn comes in, and even if it's hard, even if Saturn is like looking at our thoughts and being like, you busted in there, bitch, it's this moment to be like, yeah, I am. So now I see. Oh, I see. Look at those limiting beliefs. Look at how horribly I talk about myself, because I am guilty of that. Look at my self-worth being down here when I'm trying to do a thing that would elevate me all the way to up here. So do I get up here by having low self-worth? No. Nah, girl, you don't. So there's personal work to be done. I understand that. There's personal work around loving myself. There's personal work around feeling like what I am doing is valuable enough to get those 1 million listeners. That's my work. Does it suck? Yeah. Do I wish I could just wake up tomorrow and like love myself and like think that I'm so amazing and like everything is going to work out and everything's going to be fine? Hell yeah, that'd be great. Is that real life? No, it is not. So it is this moment where if Mercury is squaring Saturn, it's asking us to get very real with how we think about things, getting very real with how we are our own roadblock barriers. And I want you to get really accountable with that, because there's also beautiful astrology to release that to the great cosmos, to let you look up at that star that's been dead for loads of years and still find the hope in it, and still find the beauty in that what is dying inside of you can still be the light, the lesson that shines the way to your next. That is the point. And so listen to the hardship that comes up and allow yourself to be present for that hardship. and then Friday. So we're all basking in this energy all this week. I want you to feel it this week. I want you to go somewhere. I want you to try something new. I want you to write some poetry. I want you to share it with us, because sharing is how we really get ourselves out there. Sharing it with a friend, sharing it with TikTok, sharing it with wherever your platform is. Share yourself. Because I promise you, if you share yourself from an authentic, beautiful place, that's what gets mirrored back. And that's how self-love starts. That's how it starts, is by putting yourself out there authentically to then get mirrored back authentically as well. So then Friday, Uranus, she has been so feisty lately. That Uranus is squaring the nodes of fate. So gosh, we've done all this work this week, and then Uranus comes and makes a hard aspect to our fate. And I think what is so hard about this, being a human, is that change is so hard, because change requires a sacrifice. And you know, when we were all pagan crazy witches, we used to sacrifice and make offerings all the time. We would leave goats. We would leave children out as offerings to the bad spirits, but that's not what I think we should bring back. Let's not make that coup again. That's not fetch. Fetch isn't happening. Let's not do that. Let us instead make soul offerings. Let us instead make the offering of our heart to say, I am willing to change. I'm ready to change. I believe in being ready. So how are you going to prepare yourself for the change you want in your life? Because I'll tell you what's not going to work is doing the exact same thing you've always been doing and expecting change to just come move you, because it will. It will. Astrology astrologizes forever, but that's not fun. That's not the kind of change we want, because that is change that creates hindsight, that creates our retrospective knowledge. And what I am asking of you this week is to take a little more control, is to take the reins and say, I'm willing to change. I'm not just willing to change. I want to change. I want it. I'm ready for it. And that way, when it comes a knocking on your door, it doesn't look as unfamiliar as sometimes that Uranus big change can feel. I want you to recognize it. I want something to change in your life this week where you're like, yes, I have been preparing for you. I have put on tea for you. I have cleaned the sheets and the house for you. The door is open, change. Come on in. And that, I think, might be the scariest thing to do, is to welcome it, is to allow it, and to be willing to say goodbye. I have a very hard time with goodbyes. They're the hardest. And as a result, because it's so hard for me, I have had to say a lot of goodbyes in my life. Tomorrow is my mom's death day. It will be 4 years since she died tomorrow. Love that it's on the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Mwah. Thanks, Mom. But also, having to say goodbye to her was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And I didn't have a choice. I didn't welcome it, obviously. But as time goes on, as the years dwell ever forward, and as I have just lost her sister last month, and now the sisters are reunited in the sky, I have this moment where I can say, I'm ready for whatever change has to give me, because every time I've resisted change, change has knocked my door down and dragged me out by the ankles. And I don't like that feeling anymore. I don't allow it, and I don't receive it. And so I'm willing and wanting to open my windows today. It's going to rain today, and it might be the last rain Southern Oregon sees for a while, because then it's going to get into Hades Town with 90-degree weather, and ew, a girl doesn't like it. So there's this rain today. And instead of closing in tight, I'm going to open the windows wide, and I'm going to let the world greet me. And I'm going to say to myself, whatever the change is that is necessary, I will meet it. I will allow it, and I will try my very best to move with it. That's Friday. And then Saturday, Venus is moving away from Jupiter and going into Leo. Woohoo! That's big energy. All right. Leo is ruled by the sun. Yes, it's summer. It is the brightest time in our hemisphere, in our part of the world of the year. The light is on. We threw the lights on. And now everything is illuminated. Everything is illuminated. And what do you want to shine through? How are you shining right now? Leo, low road Leo, can be an attention monger. She can be a drama queen. She can be extra. She can also be passive aggressive, whiny, attention seeking. All those things are true, but high road Leo is pride. High road Leo has something to show us. A lot of celebrities have strong Leo marks in their chart because they are not afraid to be here, to show you something. Here I am. And so here you are. And this is your love sector. So your love sector right now needs to be seen, needs to show up, needs to strut. You know those freaking fighters, at UFC, whatever, who come on and they're strutting and their arms are flailing and they are putting on a show, putting on the Ritz. It's your time to put on the Ritz. It's your time to get what you have been needing, but you got to get it. You got to put yourself out there, and that's not easy for everybody. This bitch is a big personality, all right? So I'm fine with that. Let's go. Let's get bigger. Let's do it. But for those of us, for those of you who are a little shyer, who don't take space in the room, who aren't obnoxious, I can definitely be obnoxious, Laura. It's your time to try it out. Just try it out. Just bark a little louder. Just sing a little louder out the window of your car. Let someone hear you. How would that feel? Wouldn't that be a trip? Oh my goodness. Let yourself be seen. Let someone see you and let yourself be seen. And now, if we are ultimate shy people, I get it. I hear you. I've got medicine for you too. Let yourself be seen deeper by the people you love and trust. Okay? It's just a time to open the chest cavity and allow whatever comes back to fill you up or be a good life lesson. I see Leo as a good little story, as a good little vibe to be like, when I put myself out there, this is what comes back. And what came back is a lesson. It is a lesson for you to integrate. That's Leo in Venus. Being out there, sometimes putting ourselves out there, we can get thrashed. I'm not saying that you putting yourself out there is going to render the results you want. I'm saying it's going to teach you the lesson you need right now. And that's what Venus in Leo is all about, is that you are unapologetically you, and those that go, fuck them. And those that stay, hell yeah, that's your posse. Have a little party. That's it. Put yourself out there. That's Saturday. And then you guys, why this week is so expansive and amazing and beautiful is then we end the week with a new moon in Gemini. And it's the first new moon in a while that isn't aspected in a gnarly way. So it is a free, clear new moon in Gemini. And when I think of a new moon in Gemini, I think, quite literally, anything is possible. Gemini is the Jekyll and the Hyde. It is the love and the hate. It is the joy and the sadness. It is the all-encompassing. Geminis in general sometimes struggle with their sense of self because they are so willing to go on so many side quests. They are so, this word, willing. They're willing to explore sides of themselves that some of the more fixed signs aren't willing to explore. So this is open territory. It's open. And it rules the mind Mercury. So we began the week with Mercury having a hard square to Saturn, and we're ending the week with the release of it is okay to do anything. You just have to say it, sing it, be it. You just have to be willing to commit to it. And that is hard for Gemini. But Gemini is very good at having an idea, at wanting to talk about it. And so talk about your ideas. Talk about what you want to shift in the world. Talk about what it is that you are wanting to start. And you have all of this last week, all of the week, as fodder for your fire, as desire, as your kindling, to then say, yes, this. I went out with lanterns to find myself. And I'm not quite there yet, but I have a better idea of what I want. That's this Gemini new moon, is having a better idea of what you want. Because Gemini can be so full of ideas, can be so full of things to say, but get them to land on one thing and stick to it, much harder. But a new moon in Gemini says, maybe it's time for you to stop being so fixated on one thing and start seeing this other thing as the side route to the other thing you were wanting in the first place. There is no wrongdoing. There is no way to do life wrong. There's only more lessons to learn. And so may this week open your heart, open your soul, allow you to get in the spotlight of your life a little bit, and allow that to produce the new ideas that's going to set you on maybe some different trajectories. Because isn't it time? Aren't you sick of this timeline? This bitch is sick of this timeline, all right? I am ready for some kind of new something, says Uranus. I'm ready for some kind of new idea, says Gemini. I'm ready to really be seen, says Venus in Leo. And now I'm ready to receive abundance, says this Jupiter Venus conjunction. There's so much beauty here. We just have to say, I'm ready and I'm accepting of it. And it's not a pushing energy, not at all. It's not a can do. It's not a must do. It is an allowing, surrendering, releasing energy. That is what builds us up to give us these grand new ideas. And the card I pulled is community. It takes us all. It takes a village. You can't just do all of this by yourself. You can't be seen by nobody. So get out there, put yourself out there. Jupiter is expansive. Venus is love. Expand your love, expand your horizons. Gemini also rules our closer neighbors, our siblings, the people around us. So it is that time. It's a new moon energy to be social, to put it out there, to say the words so that you have to stick to it. You know, those people that put on their social media that they're like, going off social media for 30 days. And I know a lot of people judge that and are like, okay, just go do it. But it is the saying of it. It is the committing to it. It is saying it out loud that keeps you accountable. So say it out loud, my friends. Keep yourself accountable. And I will see you next week. Thank you for listening. As always, my call to action is to share me, is to please let a friend know about me, is to send this podcast episode to someone that you want to activate their lives today, right now. Give it to them. Give it to them, give it to me, and that is how we create the community of the manifestation of the things that we are out there doing, seeking, and wanting. Thank you again, and I'll see you next week.